Hello everyone, good evening from THiNC Institute of Design. Welcome to what most probably would be the last live before tomorrow's Uceed 2022 exams. So before we begin, all the best first of all to everyone who are going to write the exams and who have been preparing very hard for this exam. And we have been conducting live sessions for the past few days based on drawings and also on non-verbal reasoning. So today we have a session by Chaitanya sir. We would be dealing with non-verbal reasoning. So if you have any questions, queries, last minute tips and all that are required, you can definitely contact sir. You can post your queries, doubts and all in the chat box and we would be happy to answer that. Okay, so that would be it from my side. Let me take this opportunity to hand over the session to Chaitanya sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, we are good to go. So stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you, Suraj. Thank you for the introduction. And welcome everyone. And before we start, all the best to all of you. Meanwhile, you can just start posting any questions or any confusions or any doubts that you have, and we'll try to clear it today in the last class before your examination. As I was saying it in another class, I suggest all of you read the question paper first, the entire question paper first, if it is possible. If not, at least attempt the answers section wise. Like if you're doing numerical answer type questions, attempt that first, because if by chance you end up giving, let's say it is a multiple select section, right? And there are many options that you can select for the correct answer, isn't it? And you move to multiple choice questions and you end up answering more than one options. So that might be that might make a problem. So it is better if you go section wise. And I think the interface of the examination will encourage you to go section wise. So that would not be a problem. Other than that, if you are having trouble with the question, leave it for later, right? No point if you're having trouble with the question, and also if you feel like that question might be taking a lot of time to solve, you can leave it for later, right? So it is better you start scoring the questions that you are 100% sure about, and you finish those questions off. And meanwhile, in that duration, you can even think about the questions that you have left. So you'll have some time to think about it also. Maybe you get an answer while doing another question. That happens with me a lot of time. So those things you can keep in mind. And I still don't see any questions posted. You guys don't have any doubts? Anyway, so if that is the case, I'll just start with some interesting questions that were shown yesterday that I was discussing with some of the students. And let me see if some of you were there yesterday, and if those questions are repetitive for you, let me know. But I found those questions to be pretty interesting, so I'll just present it here. And this is the last opportunity for you guys to solve better. So for example, this is a series based question, right? Where there is some sort of a series and you have to guess what the series will be. Now, I was imagining what can be done. I was not getting it. A student solved it for me. I was not getting it. So can it be like if we add the numbers? So we are getting 2, 4, let me just 2, 4, 8, 10, again 10, then this was 5, again 10. I'm just adding the total, I'm adding the digits, right? That is all I'm doing. That is all that I'm doing. No, this will be 11, right? 11. This would be 13, right? This would be 14. So like that, I was wondering whether there is, but I wasn't able to find any sort of pattern here. 2, 4, 8, 10, 10, 5, 11, 13. And some of you might have already solved it. In some cases, what will happen is there will not be a series according to some logic, like +2 or -2 or into 2, right? There might be some cases where the series is just a set of numbers. For example, odd number at the ones. Yes, correct. So what, Sahiti, you're almost there, but the correct answer is what Jeevan said. It is a list of prime numbers. So sometimes they might give a series just from a list. Okay, list of prime numbers. So can you see that these are prime numbers? Prime numbers can only be divided by themselves and 1, right? They're not divisible by anything else. So this is a list of prime numbers. So as Sriraj is correctly pointing out, the correct answer would be 113. And again, I'm saying that if you guys were there in the yesterday's class and if the questions are repetitive for you, you can let me know. And also you can post questions and doubts that you have. Sahit is asking that then for every two numbers we skip an odd number, answer will be 113. Yeah, answer correct. Answer would be 113, but it is not a series of odd numbers. Right? It is a series of odd numbers because the next odd number would be 111, right? But that is divisible by something. So that is why we don't take 111. So it will be odd numbers, but prime numbers. Prime numbers is a better logic to go ahead with. Okay. All right. Moving ahead. Let's see. There was another interesting question. Which seemed difficult initially, but it was not very difficult. It was, let me just quickly move down. Yes, this question. So when we tried to solve it, when I was looking at the answers and logics, everybody was somebody started using binary systems. So like by annotating binary systems, someone started using decimal system, but the answer was much easier than this. Okay, Sabri, I will take your question. I'll do your question after this one. Okay, so it was much simpler than that. So basically, in this question it is basic quadratic equations, but you don't need to be scared with the words. You just consider they've given you 5 statements, right? Diamond is equal, diamond plus diamond is equal to diamond, diamond plus triangle is equal to triangle, triangle plus triangle is equal to triangle diamond, triangle plus 2 triangles is equal to triangle diamond diamond, and similarly the 5th statement is triangle plus triangle diamond is equal to triangle triangle. Now they're asking what happens when you get triangle diamond plus triangle diamond. So what do you have to do if the answer has been given as a single object, like a single, let's say single number? So you have to reduce it, right? You have to reduce the number of, in the equation, the number of variables, you want to reduce it. So you can see that this, which is this, has already been given as triangle plus triangle, right? So the answer could be, we can denote it as triangle plus triangle plus triangle plus triangle, right? This has 2 triangles, this has 2 triangles, but we don't need to do that much. We just need to denote one of them. Okay, so we get triangle plus triangle, which is this, and plus the original triangle diamond, right? So what do you, so now you have this equation, right? Now you know that we can replace this thing. Can you see this thing, which is this thing? You can clearly see that it can be replaced by 2 triangles, isn't it? Yes, Pavanesh, correct answer. So we already know that this can be replaced by 2 triangles. So I'll just put 2 triangles. And we also know that this equation, which is this equation, can very easily be replaced by triangle diamond diamond. So the answer, as Pavanesh said, would be option D, isn't it? So as I was saying day before yesterday also, the answers will be there. You just have to calmly think about it. If you panic and if you start worrying about it, there is a possibility that you will end up giving the wrong answer, even though it is an easy question. So let that not happen. Okay. All right. We'll go to Sabrina's question. She or he is saying Uceed 2021. Uceed 2021, question number 8. Please don't make it a maths question. Okay. This one now, I'll just give you some time to solve it. But this one, I remember the secret. I don't remember the actual how to do it, like the actual way. I'll try to find it for you. But this one is supposed to be done in a way. The question is how do you go from circle to triangle and cover all the dots and without retracing any route, right? So if you've gone this line, you can't come back this line, but you can definitely come back to come back to, let's say, one of the dots. Okay, you can go like that. So you can visit a dot more than once, but not the same route, isn't it? So the way to solve this question was, it was not actually, you would think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is what you would think, right? But the solution was actually something like, you go like this, and then it goes outside the area. And it ends up covering 3 more. It was something like that. So I'll try to find it for you. Let me just remember, how was it done? No, the answer. See, Vital, I did it in 8, no? So you can do it, and the answer is actually 6. So you have to do it within 6 lines. But I'm just trying to find the answer for you. Just give me a second. Because even if I don't know the answer, I don't want you to leave it. I don't want it to be unsolved for you. So I'm just trying to find if I can quickly find the answer. If I'm not able to find it, then what you guys do is you guys try it with this method where you actually take the line outside the limit of it, and then you end up actually there will be some sort of a diagonal line. But how? That is the question. So I'll give you 1 more minute to think. Meanwhile, I'm just searching for it. Okay, I'm quickly searching for it. Let me know if you get it. Okay, meanwhile, anybody wants to post any other question? Those this is UC 2020. I want 2021 ka solve now. But anyway, so try it by yourself. I'm not spending how is it 6? Staggered and Aditi, can you help us out? Can you just tell me the direction, like go up, then left, or you tell me like this? Okay. If you number this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So Aditi, I'm talking to you, huh? Can you tell me where to go from circle? You can just tell me the numbers, like go to 4, then go to 1, then go away from 1, then come back to 5, and then like that you can say. So can you tell me the route that we can take? And oh, it was Aditi or Adit? Aditi, right? Right. So 8 to 5. Okay. So you go up 8 to 5. Okay. We have gone 8 to 5. Then how to solve NAT questions? Yeah, NAT questions. See, Pavanish, just have to remember that it will be a numerical answer, right? Some sort of a numerical answer. So there might be, even if it is pure math question, even if you know basic, like 10th ka basic maths, if you know, you will be able to solve it. Okay, and it seems difficult in the beginning, right? But it is not really that difficult. Okay, so trust yourself. Okay, and you will be able to solve it, right? So Aditi is saying that go to 11. So we've gone to 11. Then do we go out? Anyway, Aditi, you can just, oh, Adit has written, huh? Just we'll quickly try it. So from you start. Adit is saying from you go to 12, 8, 4, away, 3, 6, 9, okay, and 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 7, 2, away, 1, 5, 9, 13, and this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wonderful. So we got the answer here, right? Isn't it? Thank you, Adit. And thank you, Aditi. No problem. So Adit did it. He said, start from circle, go 12, 12, 8, 4, you go away, then go 3, 6, 9, right? Then what did he say? Then you go to 10, 11, you go 10, 11, 10, 11, sorry, 10, sorry, yeah, this 3, 6, 9, then you go 10, 11, 12, right? Then you go 7, 2 away, and then you come down, and then you reach here. Okay. So good. Now, so Sabri is saying that the question asked by me and the answer was given by Adit, who's my brother. I want to tell all of you that most of the questions when we do in class, you guys only solve it. So you will definitely know the answer, and amongst yourself also, if you just have some discussions, you will be able to solve questions. It is not that difficult. And it will also be the case that some of you will be good in some type of questions, some of you will be good in some type of questions. So you can take today's day just to practice topics that you are weak at. Okay, all right, let's move ahead. Let's do another question. You say, okay, question number 2021, question number 1. So we are already at 2021. Sahiti is asking question number 1. Oh, this one. So this one, Sahiti, 4 identical pieces of wood, length 5 centimeter, 8 centimeter, 2 centimeter are arranged as shown in the figure. Another larger square is generated by rotating all the wooden panels along the outer edges and extending the outermost edges till they touch each other. So basically what they're asking you, there is a small confusion in this question. What they want you to do is, they want you to lie this down, right? So you will end up getting this, right? And you will end up getting this. Sorry, you'll end up getting this, right? And you'll end up getting this, and you'll end up getting this, right? And then they want to find you, which is 50, right? And then you add iska thickness. This iska thickness, what is the thickness? And you add 2, and then you add 50, and you add 2, and this side also you add 2. So you get 54. So 54 into 4 was what I thought would be the correct answer, right? But actually, what their logic was, instead of turning it like this, where you put it in on the floor, what they actually did is they turned it on its axis. So rather than falling down, what is this? Why is it coming like this? Instead of falling down, it actually turned mid-air. Okay, so I wanted to imagine it turned mid-air, right? So when it turned mid-air, you only added, and this also had turned mid-air, right? So instead of adding 2 on each side, you ended up adding 1 on each side, because one was I'll just do it with another color. 1 was cut out. It was already behind. So the new square that formed was 50 plus 1 on one side and 1 on the other side. So it was actually 52 into 4. 52 into 52 was the area. So you can just cross check and let me know what I don't remember what the answer is, but the answer was actually 52 into 52 rather than 54 into 54. The difference was that they were not rotating it on the floor. They were not bringing it down to the floor. They were actually rotating it there and then only. Okay. I hope it helps you. If not, try it on your own. Okay. With this logic. Okay. Uceed 2019. Mr. Staggard is asking question number 2. Uceed 2019, question number 41. Uceed 2019, question number 41. Okay, let's go. Question number 41, right? Interesting. Now, one very interesting thing I thought, this is a language decoding, right? This is a decoding question, isn't it? They want you to decode something. They've shown you one code that this code means this. What happens when you decode the whole thing is what they're asking. I thought this font was something that they created, but very interestingly, I think this is the Sri Lankan Sinhalese language. So that was a new finding for me. So you guys can actually check it out. But now let's see what is happening, right? How do you solve a question like this? You can treat this as quadratic equations. Okay, you treat this as quadratic equations by finding out all the things that are common between the statements. Okay, what all is common between the statements? Can somebody tell me? There is a delay, so I won't be able to see whether you're saying or not. But even then, you can see this and you can see this. They're common, right? Right. This is also common. Like this is also common, right? This one between these two. But there is nothing that is similar between Chhattisgarh and Punjab. So we don't know what that means. It could be isn't it? But we can't find any. In these two, we can't find any commonality. But when you look at this and you look at this is appearing towards the middle. This is appearing towards the middle, right? So we can see that that probably means Ra, right? And we want to find Maharashtra. That means Ra should be appearing twice, right? Any of the options where the same thing is appearing twice? Any of the options? I can see it here, but it is only appearing once, and that too in the beginning. So this gets eliminated. This one though does not have Ra at all, so this gets eliminated. This has, but it also has only once, so it also gets eliminated. Maha probably Ra Sh Tra, right? So that is what it could be. That is how you solve something like this. And you can also see that. Actually, just a second. No, sorry, my bad. These two are eliminated very easily, right? This also has 2 Ra. This also has 2 Ra, isn't it? But which one seems like it has the correct number of letters for Maharashtra? This can't be Maha, right? It will either be Ma or it will be Ha. It can't be Maha. That is why we can see that the syllables in option C is less. Ma, ha, ra, sh, ta, ra. Sh and ta can't be one thing, no? So this gets eliminated. This one, ma, ha, ra, sh, ta, ra. Does it seem okay, Mr. Staggard? So just a second. I'm not able to see your latest messages. So I'm just. They added the breadth to the length too. I did not get why. They added the breadth or width. You mean in the previous question. I think you meant, yeah, they added the breadth because I'm just going back to the questions. Just a second. So Mr. Staggard, I hope this is clear for you. And in the previous question, somebody is asking why at all did they add the breadth? So when you rotate it, see, if you rotate it like this, isn't it? So this would be the length, right? Then this much is also there, na? Can't you see? This much is also there, isn't it? And then you have this, right? Actually, guys, my bad. You will add up 1 on both sides, and then iska you will actually add 8 centimeters. All right, so it should be 50 plus 8, 50 plus 16, 66 plus 68 into 68 probably. But that is basically the logic, what the logic is. Okay. So you will add the length, then because of this, you will add the breadth, and then because it has turned into this, you will add the width, and then you'll add the breadth also. Okay. Now, next question, Uceed 2021. First question, I think you already did. Did we do question number 1? This only we did, na, Sahiti? So I think it is clear for you. Then let's see. So Pavanish is asking I already said now how to solve that questions. So I think that was clear for you. Uceed 2019, question number 41. That we also did. Is 10th trigonometry necessary? 10th trigonometry is not necessary, Shrajan, but it will just Pythagoras theorem and just basic. If you know those theories, you will be able to very quickly get the answer. Otherwise, you will have to think for yourself. You will have to put the logic for yourself, right? So I think it is solved for you. Sahiti and Mr. Staggard have spammed their questions. Question number 1, question number 1, question number 1. Mr. Staggard also 41, 41, 41. Okay. Sir, which section should we attempt first? Whichever is more comfortable to you. Right, whichever you think you've been solving these tests, right? Mock tests and previous question tests. So which one do you think is easier for you? You solve that one first. The answer is 4900. So it will be 2 plus 2. So it will be 50. It will be 50, right? Then plus both the sides ka width. Width, which is 2 becomes 54, and then 8 which becomes 70. So that is why you are getting 4900. And why we are doing that, you can understand that because they were rotated. So that thickness was also added because they had a step ahead, and the breadth was also added. Right? You will have to visually do it mentally so that you will be able to understand a little more. So give some tips on counting figures. Okay. I'll just take a question where there are some confusing figures and we can try that out. And meanwhile, I can tell you the trick there. So for example, does this one have it? No, this one does not have the sort of question I'm looking for, so that I can give you a tip on it. Where are the 2020? Just a second, 2021. Right. So let's say this one, right? So we now need to count the figures, right? So in this question, they are saying count the number of triangles that are there. So what I do is, what I find beneficial is you take one triangle, right, of this size, and like you count how many triangles of this size are there. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So what I'll do is I'll keep in mind that this size of 5 triangles of this size are there. Then I will look at how many triangles of this size. I can again see that there are 5, right? So I will put 5 here, right? Then I'll try some other size. Let's say this size, right? So I can see 1, I can see 2, I can see 3, I can see 4, I can see 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10. You can try it for yourself. Huh? It will be 10. So I know that this size ka triangles would be 10. Then the bigger triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other corner will also 5. So bigger triangles are 5. Okay. 5 bigger triangles. Then what am I missing? Am I missing? Yeah, this triangle. So it will be 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, and then this one 5. So 5 of these are also there. Okay. So if there are 5 of these also, now just let me check if I missed any. Okay. If I missed any, it will be 5 plus 5 plus 5. We got 20 plus 10, 30. I think I'm missing out one type of triangle. Yes. So this big one. Can you see this big one? So every point, every 5 corners will have this big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So again, we get 5, isn't it? Again, we get 5. So I think the answer is 35. If it is not, but now you know the method how to do it, right? So, or let me just see if I'm missing out anything. I think I've covered all of them. If I did miss, you can tell me in the chat box, but then you can attempt it on your own and do much better than me, right? So the answer would be this. But in some cases, so this is that you separate, you distinguish between different sizes, right? And then you count the number of shapes with accordingly to that size. Another way where they show you, I'm not able to find that question paper that I'm trying to look for, where they show you many squares. Like they will show you many shapes and they'll try to confuse you, but then you need to count, right? So just let me see. It might be in seed. No, it might be in seed 2020. Right. So like this one also can be solved by the type of the shape ka size. All right, that will be better to solve this sort of a question. But I'm actually referring to the questions where they present to you. Let's say, when you try to find it, now you will never find those questions. Just a second. So this also you can do with the number of sizes, right? Size, small triangle, a little bigger triangle, then the biggest triangle. Again, this one also benefits with the size one. This one I was mentioning. So in this case, what you do is, again, you have to, maybe you can take a paper, you can put it on the screen and you can trace on that paper. You take any one distinct feature of that shape, right? So for example, let me take this corner, top left corner, or let me make a diagonal. Okay, so in every square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now you will be able to visualize if I have missed out any square, because if you have missed out any square, you will know that there has not been any diagonal made on it, or you have not selected. The same thing you can do with top left corners, right? Top left, only count the top left corners, or only count the top, top line. But if you do that, now some of them are rotated, so you can't be sure that is this the top line or is this the top line. But in any case, if you take one of the distinct features, it will be much easier for you to do it. And I said take a paper, put it on the screen and try to trace it, because it will be easier to remember. But if you can do it mentally, well and good. Okay. Okay. Now I'll take a 1 minute break and check out all your latest comments. If there are anything referring to anything, can you explain mirror image question? Yes, I'll go to that. No problem. Ananya is saying permutation combination question. Ananya, I'm not good with permutation combination because that is not non-verbal reasoning. But I'll check. I'll see if we can come to that. Okay. Now let us. Who said this? I think Pavanesh said, right? Do some number of figures we done. So question 48. You see 2018. Okay, I'll come back to. I'll have to download Uceed 2018 paper, because the one I have is a little corrupted. But I'll download it for you and I'll let you know. Okay. Meanwhile, you can put the link in the chat box where we can find the Uceed 2018 question paper. Okay, for the official question paper. So can you see 2021 question number 37? Seed 2021 question number 37. Right. We're already at 39. Oh, this is interesting. But in this case now, see, first of all, there are two things in this question that you need to understand very well. First is what the question actually is. The question is for you to realize that the thing that you're seeing, right? The thing that you're seeing is actually, the thing that you're seeing is actually a stretched version of two words, and they have been overlapped. How have they been overlapped? I'll just show you. Let's say who asked this question. 37 was Ashwin, right? So I'll just write Ashwin. Okay. Ashwin Raj. Okay. So what they have done is, but it will be better if I write it in Ashwin Raj. Okay. What they have done is take 2, right? And then they have inverted it and they have overlapped it, both of them. And also what they have done is they have stretched it. Okay. And that is what and then they have rotated it. So they've done many operations to it. And this is what you're seeing. And you need to figure out what exactly is the word that you're seeing. So how do you do that? You do that. And this can be done without paper also, without paper. But you will have to follow it very closely. So you will have to follow. I'll just change the color of my brush because it will be better visible. So I'll start from here, right? I'll start from here. So what it seems like an O, right? It's just going, but I can see it is cut in between. So it is probably not an O. I can see now that it is a P, isn't it? Now the next letter, which is starting from here, right? I'll use another color for that one. The next letter that we see here, I can see that it is an H, isn't it? But in the answers given, I can see that the next letter has to be R. BR, 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 right? It is not BH anywhere. That means the H that we are seeing is actually the last letter of the second word. So the second word is starting from here, right? This is also B, I can see. It is starting from here and ending in H. So that means we will have to count one letter and then leave the other letter because that will be from another. So now if I look at this, it looks like does it look like an R to all of you? Looks like an R. So we're sure now we're going the correct way. So this looks like an O, right? It looks like an O, and I'm leaving certain letters in between because those letters belong to the other word, right? So now if I check this out, what is this one? Oh, this looks like an, but you'll have to follow very carefully, very, very carefully. You have to look at this one. So this is an A. And then this one, it looks like an O, but if you can see, it is not connected in between. So you will understand that it is actually a C, right? And then the last one is, of course, an H. So what do we get? We get BROACH. That means brooch is the first word. Okay, brooch is the first word. And then there is only one option where brooch is given, right, as the first word, which is, these two options are there, right? So these two options are given where brooch is there, right? Now, just look at the second options, BROOACH and BREACH. So you don't need to look at BR and you don't need to look at CH, right? Because they are common. So it will be better if we just look at the middle, just the third letter. So this will be B, right? Then this would be R. Then we need to look at this one. Okay, what is this? So this looks like an O, and now it looks like a C, but then I can see that this is an E. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer? Tell me. We know it won't be brooch because it is not an O, so it has to be breech, and that is how you know the correct answer is broach and breech. How do you solve this question? By paying very, very, very close attention. But you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can do that. I was able to do this question without Photoshop, but just to explain to you, I've used Photoshop here. But I'm pretty sure you will be able to do by yourself. Okay. We did 37, right? We did Ashwin's question. So can you go on counting figures? So counting figures ka tips I already gave Sabrina Thana. So I think that would help you. So just let me see if there are any recent comments. Drisha, that is what I'm saying now, that you can't do this method, but you can't do the method of Photoshop that I'm showing you. But these sort of questions you can do visually. I was able to do it visually, right? So you will also be able to, just that you have to follow it very closely. The red thing that I was showing you, that you have to do with your eyes. Okay, and I'm sure you will be able to do it. Okay. Now let us go to how it will be part A in screen. I don't understand what you're saying, Kamlesh. Again, you won't be able to use these sort of markings on the screen, but some questions you can do, some questions you can do it on paper, some questions you can actually put the paper on screen if your examiner is not looking at you, and you can try it. Just be clever about it. Okay, be clever. Now, John Wick is asking question 2018 question number 15. 2018 question paper, please find it for me and send it to me. 2021, right? Question number 43. 21, question number 43. Okay. Interesting. Oh, my mouth is hurting speaking so much. 2 of the 3 lines shown below indicate the tracks made by a bicycle. Identify which is the front tire track and which is the rear tire track. Okay, I want to ask all of you something. Which tire do you think goes in a straighter line and which tire do you think turns a lot? Tell me. Out of the front and the back tire, which tire turns a lot and which tire goes in a straight line following the front tire, right? So if I am riding a cycle, right? Let's say this is my cycle, right? And now imagine this is the side view of the cycle, right? But imagine we're looking at from the top. So if we're looking from the top, we'll only see 2 tires, right? This tire, if I turn, if the front tire I turn like this, does this also turn? No, right? So for example, front tire has turned and it has gone in this sort of a path, right? What happens to the back tire? Does it go like this, or does it go like this behind it? It goes straighter, right? And it tries to keep going behind it, isn't it? Yes. So that means we will have to, the back tire would be the one that is going a little straighter, and the front tire would be the one that is going all haywire. Okay. And for that, we'll need to figure out. So if front tire turned like this, if front tire turns suddenly like this, will the back tire come till here? Right? Or if the front tire turned, so will the back tire go like this and then turn? So blue and purple, in any option where blue and purple are there, is probably the wrong option, right? I might be wrong, but you guys can correct me. So I'm guessing whatever is turning more, let's say blue is turning more. So it turned here, the green tried to follow it. It turned here, green tried to follow it. And then blue suddenly turned here, right? So green tried to follow it here. But by that time, blue had turned here. Green again straight away tried to follow it. And green kept straight only, but it was carrying with the blue one. So I'm guessing, because purple one is quite further away from the green one. Purple and green, right? Purple, if it went here, green never came here. So, and also if it had turned like this, if it had turned like this, green would have at least come till here. I think so. So, and there is only one option where green is the rear tire. Only one option. So I'm guessing C would be the correct answer. Even if I'm wrong, you at least got the logic, right? So you will be able to do it by yourself now, right? But I think that is the correct answer. Okay, now can you do mirror image questions? No, before that, Ishal is asking 2021 for question number 43. 2021, seed or Uceed? You guys need to mention, na, seed or Uceed. I don't know what you're referring to. I'm guessing you're saying Uceed 2021. Uceed 2021, question number 8. Uceed 2021, question number... No, question number 43. So this we already did. Ishai, now 2018, yeah, 2018 I did not have, isn't it? So please discuss a few permutation fonts wala question and permutation combination. Let me first do fonts and then permutation combination. I'm still wondering what to show you, Ananya. So for example, this is not a font question, but so I'll not do this one. It is figure rotation and font included. So, but let us do. I did this yesterday, right? For all of you, like in the last live class, some of you might not have been there. So in font questions, you just have to look at very peculiar similarity between fonts, right? So, and this question is asking that if each word is written in a single font and normal and bold version of the same font are not to be counted separately, how many fonts are used in the given set of word, right? So they're saying that if I have written B and if I have written a bolder version of B, it should be counted of the same. It should be counted as only one if they're using the same font. So we can see that is happening. That is happening here, right? It is not actually bolder version. It is actually a bigger version of that. But these two are similar fonts, right? So I'm using one color for that. Then you can see that these two are similar. You can look at this th and this th, and you can look at this v, and you can look at this v. They are of the same font, right? So we got one red, one blue. Then we have, let's take green. Are these two same? These two same? They are, right? You can see this curve. You can see this curve. So we have one more. Then I'll take pink. These two. Now this seems like bold and non-bold, isn't it? These two, but they do seem like the same font, don't they? Look at this. Look at this. Look at the flatness of this. Look at the flatness of this. Again, look at the th. It looks similar, right? So we have one more. I'll take maroon now. Is maroon similar? I'll take yellow. Okay. Then what is left? Yeah. Now look at these two. Are they similar? They seem similar, right? If you pay close attention, it will seem similar. So we have one yellow also. And then from what I remember, and only these two are left, but they are not similar. They're very, very different from each other. And they're also different from other ones as well. So you have two more. So if you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the correct answer. Okay. But if you are not referring to this sort of question, and if you're referring to, just a second, if you're referring to a question like, let me see if there is a question like that. A question like this. In this case, they're saying which of the two fonts have been, find the digit that is not written in the same font as others. So which digit here is not written in the same font as others is what is being asked, right? So in this case, you have to look for things that are not similar, right? So for example, I can see the top of 2 and the top of 3 are quite similar, right? And this thing of 7 and this thing of 2 is also similar, right? And this thing and this thing also looks similar, right? A little similar, not very similar. And the most common thing in all of them is that all of them have sharp edges, right? None of them has a curved edge, but the only thing that has a curved edge that I can see is letter number 5. And also we don't see this sort of thing in any other. So that is what you have to find out, which is a little different. Okay. All right. Now, just a second. Someone said mirror image. Okay. Now, mirror image. Now, I'll not show you a question, but instead of that, I'll just. Who asked this question? Sahiti. Okay. So Sahiti, look at this. Okay. Mirror image means what would be a mirror image of Sahiti if there was a, let's say, if there was a mirror placed here and if there was a mirror placed here. Right? So if mirror placed here, so Sahiti, would it look like this? No. Would it look like this? No. Would it look like this? It would, right? This is what it would look like. Don't you agree? So this is called a vertical mirroring. Okay. And also, if Sahiti was flipped, if Sahiti was here, will it look like this? No. Will it look like this? No. Will it look like this? Probably. So just to make it better, it would be a flipped version from horizontal flipping. Horizontal flipping is meant by this. Okay. Sometimes in the mirror questions, what they will ask you is, they won't say that you have a vertical or a horizontal mirror. What they'll say is that Sahiti is standing next to a river and this is water. Okay. So it is now up to you, and it is your brains that you should know that water would mean a vertical inversion, isn't it? So if there is a water body, it will definitely give you a vertical inversion. So this is what you will end up with. This is mirroring. Okay, got it? And in some questions, what they'll say is, so for example, they'll give you, okay, so what I've done is, they've given you instructions that take your original one, you take your original this thing, first flip it horizontally, then flip it vertically. These are horizontal, vertical, the instructions that I've given. Then again flip it horizontally, then again flip it vertically, then again horizontally, right? And then again vertically. What do you get? This is what you get. Okay. But in this case, something very easily that you can do is, some of you might already know, you can actually cancel out 2 horizontals, you can cancel out 2 verticals, you can cancel out 2 horizontals, you can cancel out. And the answer that you will get is, you'll just get 1 vertical flip, right? So that should be the answer. So let us check if that is happening. Horizontal, vertical, and then horizontal, and then again vertical. So yes, that is what we were getting, right? Initially, that is the answer, right? But sometimes, to make it even more confusing, instead of giving you vertical and horizontal, they will actually give you that flip it like this. Flip it diagonally. How do you flip it diagonally? You have to flip it like this. So diagonal means vertical and horizontal. Okay, I hope that is clear. All right, let's question. Fonts we've discussed, mirror image we've discussed, permutation combination. There was one question that might where some number of designers shake hands with some other number of designers. How many hands were shook that day? That sort of a question. Basically, the question was that in a meeting there were 13 designers, right? Or I'll just put 6 designers. 6 designers, and all of them shook hands with each other once. How many hands were shaken that day? Right? That is what you have to calculate. So I'll just write 6 designers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? In this case, I can do it visually, right? You can also do it with probability and permutation combination, which is factorials. But let us not do that. I'll do it visually. So the first one shook hands with the second one. He shook hands with the third one. He shook hands with the fourth one. He shook hands with the fifth one. He shook hands with the sixth one. How many handshakes did the first one do? 5. Now the second one, she has already shaken hands with the first one. We don't need to calculate that. So she'll shake hands with 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the next person is 4. The next person will shake hands 3 times. The next person will shake hands 2 times. The next person will shake hands 1 time. And then the answer that you will get is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 9 plus 5, 14 plus 1, 15. Okay. So this is basically 5 factorial, right? Is it 5 factorial? It is, right? No, 5 factorial would mean 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, isn't it? Yeah, that would be 5 factorial. But again, in permutation combination, factorials are pretty common. Like factorials give you an edge to understand it quicker. So it is better if you practice some of the factorials and just understand the concept. I think that would be very, very helpful. Okay. So this is the only combination question that I remember that I can explain to you right now very well. So which I already did. Okay. So how can we draw diagonal square? It's on computer. So Mr. Staggered, and tracing is prohibited. Then you do it mentally. You have to do it mentally, right? And you can actually, what you can do is, for example, you're seeing the question in front of you, right? You can take a paper. You can take a paper and you can just start drawing diagonals on your paper, not on the screen, on your paper. So you can see that in one line at least there are 8. In one line there are at least 5. Like that you can see. So that is the closest you can come with physical drawing. Other than that, you have to do it mentally. Sir, can you use pencil or any other sort of thing on the screen to count the questions? It depends on how clever you can be. If the examiner is right there on your head, don't do it. And if it is making a very bad mark on the screen, don't do it. Do it cleverly, right? Do it so that nobody is harmed and you can do it nicely also. I will leave the judgment to you, because you will be better able to decide what to do at that time. Whatever is the best way you can do that. Okay, without hurting anyone, without hurting anything, and without breaking any rules. So when results release in March, NIT results. So NIT results, after my presentation, the coordinators will be able to tell you better. Okay. 2020 Uceed question 7, 8, 9, 10. Gokul has given me a whole job, like, sir, Uceed 2020, 4 questions. Okay, I will not do them. I will just show it to you. Okay, so what you said 2020, you said, right? 2020, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 7. The key here is you will think that basically the question is asking how many cubes are being cut. So we know that this is being cut, 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 and probably there's one cube at the back that we can't see, which is also being cut, right? But also remember that this cube, right? Can you see this cube? This cube is not being cut on the top, but it is right at the corner, right? That means this plane, which is coming like this, it will start cutting the cube from here only. So it is actually being cut from here to here, right? Similarly, probably this cube is also being cut, probably, right? Because it goes back, right? It goes back like this. So this much part is being cut. So like that, try to count again and you'll get the answer. Okay, now question number 8. Just a second now. Question number 8. This you can use paper and pencil. At most, how many triangles can appear by adding 2 straight lines? You can use a paper and a pencil. You can draw this form on the paper, and then you can just draw any 2 lines. Start counting. I know I'll get 10 triangles from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what am I missing? I'm missing 10. This triangle I'm missing. I remember the answer being 10, but that is how you can do. But if you can say that, sir, what if you draw parallel lines instead of? So then you can count this also. 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that is definitely not the number of most triangles. So that is why you don't draw straight lines, right? And then you can try with other combinations of lines also, but I think the answer will remain 10. How many distinct motifs appear in the figure given on the right? Flip rotations are considered to be counted separately. In this question, what I did was, again, I'm doing it on the screen. You can do it on paper. You take, see, I can see that the top 4 parts for all of them look like this, right? Top 4 parts, like this, and this. Same for all of them, right? So eliminate, leave that. All right. Instead, look at this. Do you see this? Right, this is different. So you just take this, you draw it on your paper. How many of this kind? Right. So 1, 2, 2 of this kind, right? So you will only count that as 1. So like this, you can see how many distinct patterns are there, and you can draw those patterns, and you'll know which ones are repeating and which ones are not. Okay. And 10th question is a family of 4. Okay, now this question, you can take a screenshot of it, and it is basic maths and geometry. You can do it on your own. I'm not going to solve it for you. Okay. The 4 members of the family take different times to walk from the bus stop to home. The grandfather is the slowest of all, taking 10 minutes, followed by the father, who takes 5 minutes. The hint to do this is, with the slowest one, send the fastest one, and then let the fastest one come back to take the umbrella. Okay, something like that. And so send, who is the slowest? Send the 10 minutes wala person with 2 minutes wala person, then the 2 minutes wala person comes back. Then you send 5 minutes, and how much does, sorry, daughter is the fastest, no? So you send daughter with the grandfather, it takes 10 minutes, then you bring daughter back, then you send father and daughter, right? 5 minutes and 1 minute. So you get 5 minutes, and then again 1 minute, and then only 2 minutes. So this is what you'll do. So basically use the fastest one to have the umbrella communicate between them. There could be some more trick to this, which I might be forgetting, but you understood the concept here, no? So now you'll be able to do it. Okay. So now I think we're done with the class. How part A is online, it will be an interface. The coordinators can show it to you about it. So please discuss the clock questions. Clock questions? I don't know what you're saying. So how to do questions where we have to identify the type of color painting method used, like oil painting, water painting. Very quickly look at the most famous painters and just look at their works, okay? And just very quickly look at all the art movements that happened. There will be some 8 or 10 art movements, Renaissance and contemporary art and romanticism, and these things might come, okay? Right, Riya, sorry, we could not take your question. Riya, Prapti, and Aditya, okay? All right, so I think we'll end the class here. Suraj, I'm handing it over to you. But before that, all the best, all of you, and all the best. Don't panic. Okay? Yes, Suraj, you can take on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Host, am I audible?
Audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So hello, everyone. Thank you, first of all, sir, for that lovely session once again. And all the best from our point also. So there has been some other questions that most of you have been asking us. We would like to just answer that. Sachin, sir, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Your voice is a bit feeble. Could you come a bit more closer to the mic?
Of course, am I clearly audible now?
Yes. Okay. I'll just, we can start with the discussion on the question paper pattern. I would just be sharing that right now. I'll just share the screenshot, the PPT, and you can go ahead from there, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, I'll take off, and
yes.
Yeah.
Once again, sir.
Once again, all the students, all the best. Okay, do well. Don't panic.
Yes. Sachin, sir, is the screen visible? I've just shared the pattern.
Yes, the screen is visible. 1 second. Okay, so yes. So can you just go on to the first slide? Okay, so all of you are very much, you all know about the kind of pattern which user examination have. So it consists of part A and part B sections. So part A basically tests your aptitude, logical and reasoning skills, and part B is drawing test. So part A even has been divided into 3 parts, like numerical answer type, multiple select question, and MCQ questions. And this time also there are some slight changes in the marking schemes also. Okay, so from the numerical answer type question, you can expect 18 questions. So in that particular section, there is no negative marking. So that is a major advantage you have over the numerical answer type question. And they are the one of the category of question which carries a high mark, which is each question carries 4 marks in the numerical answer type. So around 72 questions. Even from 18 questions, you will get 72 marks in the numerical answer type question. So it's really important to answer the numerical answer type question. And the advantage you have over numerical answer type question, there is no negative marking. So that's the major advantage of NAT questions. So you can definitely go for all the numerical answer type questions. Even you don't know the way or approach, at least try numerical answer type questions and give answers. So that's the best shot. You can score more marks in Uceed question, because there are 18 questions which consist of 4 marks and 72 marks. So it's really important, since they have no negative marking. You can try every numerical answer type questions and you can just enter the answers. So that is the major advantage of the numerical answer type question. So after that, there comes the MSQ, the multiple select question. So again, there will be 18 questions, and the highest mark will be 4 marks in the numerical select question. And one of the major difference that has been happened in this year examination is the change in the marking scheme of the multiple select question. So in the last years, till last years, what was the pattern of the or the marking scheme of the multiple select question? So till last year, it was like that. So if you if you choose any one single wrong answer, or if you're not selecting all the correct answers in the MSQ part, it will result in negative marking. Okay, so if you want to get score, you have to correct all, or you have to select all the correct answers. For example, MSQ means multiple select question, in which these kind of questions have more than one answer. Okay, so there will be 4 options. So sometimes 4 options will be correct, sometimes 3 options will be correct, sometimes 2, and sometimes 1 also. So in the multiple select question, if suppose A, B, C, D is the correct option, if A, B, C are the correct answer, only till last year, only you will get marks if you choose all the correct answer, which is A, B, C, for example. Okay, if you miss any of the option, that will result in negative marking. You will not get the marks. But this year, there was a major change in the marking scheme in such a way that in the MSQ section, there is partial marking system. They have introduced a partial marking system in which if you are selecting correct answer, if you select any of the correct answer, you will get the partial marking system, and it works accordingly in such a way that, for example, again, for an question, if there is A, B, C, D is the correct answer, A, B, C, D is the options, and A, B, C is the correct answers. In that particular way, if you select all the correct answers, for example, if A, B, C are the correct answer, if you select all the correct answer, you will get full mark, which is supposed to be the 4 marks. Okay, so you are selecting all the correct answer, you will get full marks. If you select means option like in such a way that if you select 2 out of 3 correct answers, you will get partial marking accordingly. And also if you select 1 of the correct answer, you will get a partial marking like that. So according to the number of answers you are choosing, the number of marks will also vary. If you choose the highest number of correct answers, you will get the maximum marks, and accordingly, while the number of correct answer is reducing, according to that way, also the marks will also be reduced. So it is also an advantage for you. But one major thing you have to consider for MSQ section is the negative mark. If you select any of the wrong answers in the MSQ, it will result in negative marking. Okay, so if you select any of the wrong answer with the correct choices, it will result in the negative marking. So better don't risk in MSQ section. Don't go for any kind of guesswork in the MSQ section like the NAT. Since NAT has no negative marking, we can go for some guessworks also. But for MSQ section, don't go for that, because only choose the correct answer you are very confident with. Otherwise, do not go for it. It will result in negative marking, and negative marking have a very large impact on your total score. Okay.
So basically, sir, you're saying if there is any incorrect option that is chosen, that results in negative marking, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So you have to be absolutely sure about whatever they are choosing.
Yes, exactly. So choose only the correct answer you are very much confident in. Do not go for any kind of guessworking in the MSQ section. Only choose the most confident answers. Even if they are confusing or you are just confused with the answer, don't go for it. If you are really confident in the answer, at least you get the partial marking rather than selecting any wrong answer and resulting in the negative marking. If you choose your confident answer, that will just give you some partial marks. So rather than losing 1 mark, it will be better to get the partial mark. Okay, so that's the major thing about the MSQ section. So you are really have to take care of the MSQ part. So that's really important. So I think the partial marking is also an advantage this year. Otherwise, even if they select a 2 correct answer or 1 correct answer, that will result in negative marking system. So this is also a very good advantage this year. So if you're confident with the answer, go for it. That's the major thing about the MSQ section. Okay. Then after that, it comes the MCQ, the multiple choice, in which they will have the 32 questions in total, and each carries 3 marks. So I think among all NAT, MSQ, and MCQ carries a total number of higher number of questions and also the marks also. So there is also negative marking system, and also you have to go for the most appropriate and confident answers there also, because since it's negative marking, see, definitely negative marking has a very like I mentioned, very large impact on your total scores. So each point marks count. Even a minute change in the score changes everything. So that's really important. So only go for the confident ones, whether it's MSQ or MCQ. Just go for confident answers. Do not go for guessworking in MSQ and also MCQ. NAT, you can go for that guessworking because there is no negative marking. You are free there. Okay, so that's a major thing about the part A section. Okay, so then next one is the part B section, the drawing thing. So there is 30 mark. There is only 30 minutes and 60 marks. So time is really crucial for that particular section. Okay, so you have to really take care of the part B section, the 30 minutes, and also one single question. Very much detailing will be there in the question paper, so you have to really take care of that in that particular 30 minutes. Okay, so then one of the major question we have been facing in this particular pandemic time. Tomorrow is Sunday, so we are getting several queries from applicants. In most of the states, there is a lockdown in Sundays. So there were questions regarding that, whether they will conduct the examination on Sundays in such a lockdown situation. So guys, till now, there is no official notification regarding any kind of cancellation of the examination. So till now, it will move on. The exam will be carried. In lockdown state, there are some special permission for attending the examination. You just need to carry the admit card with you, along with you, for attending these kind of examinations, because that is the only proof for which you are going to attempt examination. So just carry a copy of admit card, an extra copy of an admit card with you, not to show to the officials if there are lockdown in your states. Okay, so that will be the better option. And I think the reporting time is 7 a.m. So just move a little bit faster also. Even the Sundays and some states are lockdown also. I think the traffic will be less, but since examinations are there, just a little bit early. Get there on the examination center a little bit early, so that you can start the procedures. I think there are some registration procedures also there. They have mentioning like reporting and registration. So there might be some registration process in between. So we can, the time is 7 a.m. You have to reach there, and the examination starts at 9 and it will be till 12 p.m. Okay. So in the important instruction, they have clearly mentioned regarding the kind of materials you have to take with you in the examination hall. So they have clearly mentioned you have to bring your own pencils in a transparent packet. So do not go for any kind of pouch with without transparency. So you have to take a if you are going with the means a packet or pouch, make it transparent. Not make it. go with a transparent packet. So that is only allowed. Otherwise, you will have to what? Give that kind of vouchers in the examination hall, and you have to carry in hand. So rather than that kind of scenes, just use transparent packet. And also they will not any kind of sharing materials in the examination hall. So do make sure you have all the what drawing materials you have to attend in an examination. And also they have clearly mentioned that there is you need not take any kind of sketch pen, poster colors, and other coloring material. It is not required. Also in the part B section, I think in the past 2 years they have mentioning about only the pencil sketches and do not use the colors. So also in this year's admit card also they have clearly mentioned no need to what take any kind of sketch pens, poster colors, and other coloring materials. Okay, so no need to take that kind of materials along with you. And in order to attempt the drawing examination, you can carry a writing board of A4 size. So you can go with that. I think in the NID examination also, there were so many questions whether can the candidate bring any kind of writing board in order to attempt the drawing session or the drawing part. So in the admit card, they have clearly mentioned you can carry what a drawing pad, which is of A4 size. Okay, and one major thing, you must have a signed copy of the COVID-19 declaration also, and it is as the second page of the admit card. You will get that particular declaration also. So do fill the appropriate columns and sign the COVID-19 declaration also, and take along with that. Okay, and one major thing about the lockdown cities or lockdown states, you just have to have a self-declaration also. I think most of the states, they have mentioning about self-declaration also. You have to carry self-declaration along with the admit card also. So better you can go with the self-declaration also. Please carry a copy of the admit card also for lockdown cities or lockdown states like that. Because since it's an all India examination, there might not be any kind of restriction in attempting that. So they will definitely allow, don't worry on that. And yes, that's the major thing which we need to share. So yes, so Suraj sir, anything else?
Oh, that's all. I think if they want, they can also visit the exam center if possible. They can visit the exam center and see where exactly that is the entry point and things like that. And worst case scenario, if there is anyone who is suffering from COVID and all, you can definitely contact the exam center and ask if there has been any separate provision or things like that that could be made. I think that is it. Most of the queries have been answered. And also, please carry an original ID card. That is something that they have clearly asked for. So any original ID card which they have mentioned, that is also required. Please ensure that.
And also, I think some of them have asked about the going with the scale or something like that. So there is no mention regarding that. You can bring scale or not. But if you are using it, you can just bring. If the examination authorities allow you, permit you to go with the scale, yes, definitely you can go with that scale. Otherwise, you have to what? You should not be able to bring the scale into the examination hall.
Yeah, I think the best thing that everyone can do is if you want, you can carry it. And if it is, you can carry it till the exam center. If it's permitted, you can take to the examination hall. Otherwise, you can just leave it there and enter. Okay, so because they haven't mentioned anything. Examination will start at 9 o'clock. It is from 9 to 12. And there was also questions on when to reach. So basically what they're saying is candidates will not be allowed to enter the examination center after the commencement of exam. So that means after 9 o'clock. But please do not make it touch and go. You will be permitted to enter from 7 o'clock onwards. Please be there as soon as possible. Also, there might be centers wherein they are doing this staggered entry of students also. So please don't take a chance. You have waited for 1 year for this exam. There is also a limit in the number of times in which you can write the exam due to the 2000 and because of the passing year in case of 12th and all. So please ensure that you do not miss it by any chance. Please reach there as soon as possible. Regarding the self-declaration, as we've clearly mentioned in this, a signed copy of COVID-19 self-declaration is required. Where do you get that? I think Vidhi Thakur was the person who was asking that. You can get it from the second page of the admit card. So take that along with you and take a signature of that, and you can submit it. There would be a self-declaration desk, as Sachin sir has already mentioned. And I have printed the self-declaration just behind the admit card. See, probably Ghazan for Abdullah, probably you might have to submit the self-declaration form. So in that case, it could be an issue. If possible, please do take a printout. Then you have to bring your own mask, obviously, sanitizer and transparent water bottle if it is required. You can also carry that. Regarding the board, they have only mentioned about a writing board. So if you have a transparent writing board, it's better. Or if there is a writing board which doesn't have anything that is written on it, that should work out. Okay, so these are mainly the things that we just wanted to say. Okay, then printout of the admit card obviously is required, and which all are the identification documents that they have said. Original ID, it has to be original ID. Please do not take the copy of the ID. You have to take the original ID. Okay, so that is it. Now, there are more exams that are scheduled. There is NIFT exam that is coming up. So if you're liking the content and all, please do subscribe to our channel for further updates. Okay. All the best for everyone. You've worked really hard. Please do not take any stress in the last few more hours. Okay. Relax. If everyone is prepared very much, now it's just a matter of time. So go ahead with full concentration, as much concentration as possible. Be really confident. Listen to some positive music or things like that, that you usually do. Okay. So that is it. Sachin sir, anything more to add?
No, nothing else to add. So yeah, that's like mentioned, not panic. So be confident. So usually is not such kind of examination which is not crackable. It's really easy if you're just concentrating very well. So that's enough for you. So do not panic. That's the only case. Be cool. That's it.
Okay, and whatever Chaitanya sir has told in today's session and also the previous session, answer with the ones that you're most confident about. Your confidence builds up, and slowly, you will also be able to do the tougher questions. Okay, at times, probably the first time when you're looking at a question in the exam hall, due to the spur of the moment, you might not be able to solve it, but you will be able to do it once you solve some confident questions. Once you solve some easy questions and all. Okay, so that's it. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're liking the content and all. That's all from our side. All the best for tomorrow from THiNC Institute of Design. Okay, tomorrow will be all yours. Go give your best shot and come back with your head held high. Okay, that's it from our side. Thank you, everyone.